guys, welcome to my mum's kitchen. It's actually not my kitchen. The reason why I've chosen my mum's kitchen is because she's actually got way better stuff than I have. So things like these old school Mauritian spoons and my proper Mauritian pan to cook in. I'm going to make Poudine Mais, which is a semolina cake. It's actually a gluten-free and vegan one that I'm making today, so I'm actually using polenta instead, and I'm going to be using coconut milk. So let's get on with the recipe. Put the coconut milk straight in the pan, and we're going to want to warm that through. Like I said, traditionally this uses normal dairy, so cow's milk, but I really wanted this to be accessible to everyone. So I'm just going to warm that through, and to that I'm going to add the sugar, which is here. So I've got brown sugar, that's going straight in. I've also got some vanilla extract. But I would definitely use vanilla pods. It's just I couldn't find any here at my mum's. I've got all my vanilla pods from Mauritius at home. And we're just going to stir that through. What we're waiting to do is make sure that the sugar dissolves completely. To that I'm going to add in my ground cardamom. So what I've taken is a whole cardamom, and I've just blended it in a food processor, just to get a fine powder. So I'm going to add in, it works out to be about 1/4 teaspoon. Cardamon's pretty overpowering, so you don't want to go too wild on it. Okay, I can see that my sugar has dissolved now because there's no grains left on the spoon. So now I'm going to add in my raisins. They're going to go straight in, or sultanas, and they're going to get really plump and juicy in there. And then goes in my polenta, okay? So pop the polenta in. And here you just have to be careful because you need to make sure that it gets fully stirred in with no lumps. And when it gets to this stage, it's important to add 1 cup of water. So just going to stir that around and then keep on stirring and cooking this. This Poudine Mais, this polenta / semolina recipe, my mum used to make it for us after school, like a super refreshing treat after school. But obviously in Mauritius, where it's so hot, a lot of the time, like our puddings, they're not really like, I don't know, in England we have sticky toffee pudding, for example. This cake is really refreshing because it's served like straight out of the fridge, like super cold. And we would normally have it with either a cup of tea or maybe even like a really nice ice cold drink as well. But it's so easy to make. Right, the pudding is cooked, and as you can see it's quite thick, which is what we're looking for. And what we need to do is turn that out onto a pre-greased Pyrex. So the best way to do it is literally just turn it out completely. And like I said, if you want to do the traditional recipe using semolina, you can use exactly the same ingredients, so the same amount. And then instead of the coconut milk, you literally just use the cow's milk is fine. And we're literally just going to take some water and we're going to smooth it all out, okay? So, and that's going to give me a better, smoother finish. So that's all smoothed out, I'm happy with that. And now all I want to do is decorate. So I've got some classic desiccated coconut, that goes straight on. And we're going to give it a nice kind of thick layer. And then I'm also going to add some pistachios, just because they add a lovely texture and a lovely colour as well. So that then goes into the fridge, and we're going to set this for at least 2 hours, okay? This is my Poudine Mais, but using Polenta. We're going to go in the fridge for 2 hours now, okay? Okay guys, this has had about 2 hours in the fridge. Ideally overnight is perfect, but 2 hours is fine. And all we're going to now do is just cut up into slices. As you can see, the lines are quite clean now that it's had a chance to... I'm just going to take a bit out. This looks so good. Let's see. Remember, it's dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan. It's really rich in a very delicate way, if that makes sense, because polenta is quite heavy. But this taste of coconut, you can really taste the cardamom in there. And you can taste the vanilla as well. And the pistachios and the sultanas just work perfectly. Good job.